right, congratulations, Francisco. If you have a question, we will start right here in the first row to your right, Francisco.
Hola Francisco, buenas noches. Primero que todo, felicitarte por la victoria. Una pregunta, los relevistas que lanzaron hoy, ayer, primero que todo, el equipo ayer descansó. Hoy los relevistas que lanzaron, ninguno pasó de 30 picheos. Solo para confirmar, técnicamente están todos disponibles para mañana.
Está todo el mundo disponible para mañana. Todo el mundo. Tratamos de que la cantidad de picheos fuera bajita. Hicimos los cambios. Hay unos que no van a poder, otros que sí. Eso es lo difícil de este torneo.
Go to Christie in the third row.
What does it mean for you to come in here and have the success you've had and then knock off the United States tonight like you did?
Oh, it means everything because I've been doing this job for 1 year already, not only here in the WBC, in Italy as well, trying to convince people that we can play baseball, that we can do special things in Italy. So what I like about this result is they're going to start believing more. More people is going to be around us. They're going to support us because we need help. We cannot do it by ourselves. So it means everything for me tonight.
Go to Gabriel in the fourth row in the middle.
Exactly 9 years ago in Jalisco, to the day, you defeated Mexico. Here today, you've knocked off another giant. What does this say about Italian baseball over the last 10 years? And is this your favorite day of the year?
Probably this is one of the best days in my life. I'm proud of my guys. They play, they're young, but they play like, they've been in the big leagues for 10 years. The focus was there. And, everybody in Italy should see this. We're doing it for them, for the kids. It can happen. It's possible.
Right behind the last question, Jeff.
Fran, your top 5 hitters went 0 for 22 tonight, and you still beat the United States. What does it say about the lineup depth that you guys have now that you're capable of doing that?
Well, when you start in Arizona, you don't know, probably 1 or 2 guys. I don't know if I'm wrong or right about the lineup. It's been working. They're gonna produce. I'm not worried about Beanie. I'm not worried about Marcy. They're gonna produce because they are great players. But the other guys are stepping up. I mentioned it early. We got a guy like Antonacci. We got Caglianone. We got Nori. They are very interesting players, and they're gonna be in the big league very soon. Well, Jac is already there, but those two, and I got another one in the bench is Moravito. They can't wait to be in the field. So I'm not worried about the big part of the line.
Anthony and then Ken.
Lorenzen really set the tone for you guys, and then you had to piece it together late in the bullpen as they're kind of clawing back. Can you discuss just kind of navigating the challenge of that lineup in the late innings, and then also, what's going through your mind when Aaron Judge is coming to the plate, with 2 outs in the ninth?
I knew in the 8th, the last out would be Judge. I knew that because it's always the best player. It's the best player on the planet, and it's hard to navigate that lineup. And soon as they start making changes, everybody's a lefty. I don't have another lefty in the pen, so. I got to bring the guy that I think it's gonna be good in that moment, Every hitter in that lineup is a superstar. But big credit to my guys. They got there, they got on the mound, Weiser, closed the game. Like, he's a big leaguer, and he played for the great team. So, but I knew it's gonna end up here because that's how it is all the time.
Ken right here, and then Jesus.
Francisco, with Teal out, do you have another catcher you can add to the roster for tomorrow?
Well, we're going to add the bullpen catcher. Andres Annunziata. He's one of my catchers in Italy. And that's the only one we got. So he's been working hard with us. And I think it's the guy because we don't have anybody else.
Go to Jesus in the first row.
For those people who never saw him play at Florida, what would your scouting report be on Jac and what you've learned from him and his potential moving forward?
Well, you know, first of all, it's hard. He was a superstar in college, you know, and then he came to minor league as a superstar. Big league is a different monster. So he's in the learning process, but I think he will be a superstar. You just see his body is an athlete. He can play football. He can play basketball. So it's just, you know, we gotta go slow, be patient, and it's gonna happen. This kid is gonna learn how to handle, because in this game, failure is a big part for a big leaguer. If you not know how to handle it, you're gonna succeed.
Go to the third row on your left, Francisco.
Francisco, felicidades por el triunfo. Antes del juego hablabas con mi compañera Caro y hablabas maravillas de México. Mañana lo vas a enfrentar. ¿Cuál es tu opinión acerca de Benjamín Gil y la novena que vas a enfrentar el día de mañana?
No, mi respeto para Benjamín, mi respeto para todos los jugadores de México. A mí me parece un equipo espectacular, un equipo fuertísimo, la manera como juegan, su bandera la respetan. Nada, va a ser un juego durísimo. Y vamos día por día y viendo. Tenemos que buscar la manera de cómo ganar. Y ya, es simple.
Go to the fourth row on the left.
Francisco, felicidades. En ese mismo tenor, pensando en lo que va a ser el duelo de mañana, ¿cómo manejar las emociones? Porque, bueno, hoy ganas, por supuesto, lo decías, es quizá uno de los días más felices de tu vida, seguro lo será de mucha de tu plantilla. Entonces, ¿cómo manejar esas emociones en un juego en el que además van a tener que usar la calculadora quizá en algún momento o podría darse? ¿Cómo manejar eso y también el tipo de juego que va a ser por esas variantes con el tema de carreras, de extra innings, de lo que puede suceder mañana? ¿Cómo manejar un juego así?
Bueno, ya el juego de hoy pasó. Ya las emociones, ya celebré lo que tenía que celebrar, pensar en mañana, descansarse y pensar en mañana. Mañana no sé qué va a pasar. Pues podemos usar la calculadora o podemos que no la usemos. Entonces, espero que no tengamos que usar la calculadora, pero es un equipo muy fuerte. Hay que jugar béisbol, todo se define en el campo. No tengo una bola de cristal para decirte qué va a pasar. Así que hoy descanso y mañana me enfoco en lo que viene. Gracias.
And we'll finish up in the third row. We'll get you the microphone.
Felicidades, Francisco, por esta victoria histórica, ¿no? Quería preguntarte de Horacio, ya que Teal está lesionado. ¿Qué expectativas tienes de Horacio para mañana, sabiendo que será el abridor Nola, ¿no?
Sí, la misma que yo confío en él. O sea, él jugó el segundo partido. No me preocupo por cómo lo vaya a hacer. Sé que es un gran catcher, sé que es un gran jugador. Con el bate está caliente. Es un juego más para él. Es un juego muy importante y le toca. Tiene que hacerlo. No hay de otra.
Gracias.
All right, Francisco, congratulations. Appreciate it.
Good night, everyone.
Michael Lorenzen's on his way down. After Michael, we'll have Jac Caglianone and Sam Antonacci. Yeah, there you go. All right, tonight's star pitcher, Michael Lorenzen. Congratulations to you guys. Who has the first question? start with Jesus right up front.
Mike, when you see Jack play, especially that bat flip, what went through your mind when you see the emotion and that power that young kid has already?
I didn't see the bat flip just because I was in the dugout trying to figure out how I was going to get the next three guys out. But gosh, he's a monster. He's a specimen. It looks like he was built in a lab. He's got the height. He's got the build. He's got everything. And he's just a good kid. So I keep pushing him to be a two-way player because he throws 100 as well. So Kansas City Royals, please let him throw flat grounds and bullpens like once a week, please, because he's a freak, and freaks should be two-way players. So.
Next question, we'll go to Evan on your right, Michael.
What were you personally doing tonight that you felt was really effective in getting the American lineup out?
I had the three different fastballs working, so I think just having to pick which one I was going to throw was helpful. The arm side sinker was working. You know, I was getting it strike to ball to where it was starting out like it was, you know, in the zone, and then it was kind of late moving in, and I felt like I got a lot of outs on that. Yeah, so I just felt like the three fastballs was a big deal. I threw more curveballs than I expected to throw, so just kind of within the game, me and Teal were working together really well. But I just knew I had to be in the zone, like, or around the zone. I had to earn their respect that, hey, I'm not just going to nibble, I'm going to come at you. And I felt like that would lead to a little more chase, but if I start to nibble early, I have no chance. So against a lineup like that, that's something you got to weigh, like how much of the zone do I live in? You got a guy like Kyle Schwarber who doesn't swing at anything other than pitches that are in the zone, which is insane to me. I mean, you're battling this mental battle constantly. Last night, this morning, trying to just, you know, figure out as I'm warming up in the pen what pitches am I going to lean on most. So, you know, it's you're just thinking through all this stuff, and yeah.
Far back on your far left, Mike.
So, Michael, this night will be remembered for a long time in Italy. What does it mean for you to have made the history of Italian baseball?
It's incredible. Any time that you can make history is it's incredible. You know, that's why I signed up for this. When Vinny asked me if I wanted to play, I did tell him I would only do it if I was a two-way player. So there's a lot of, you know, I'm going to ask Francisco for a little more, some at-bats or some batting practice, but it's incredible to make history like that. An upset like that for an incredible country like Italy. And, you know, I know everyone kind of is probably going nuts right now, which is, it's awesome to get people fired up. That's why I love sports. That's why I love baseball. And yeah, I'm glad that us as a group of guys were able to do that for people.
One row ahead, Michael to Jeff.
Michael, we know that in baseball, any team can beat any other team. But generally speaking, the any other team does not have MVPs, Cy Young Award winners, all-stars up and down the lineup. What does this victory mean to you, and what do you think it means to the group of guys who you've been with for the last week now?
Yeah, like if that doesn't, for you as a player, boost your confidence and just your ability to, like, just believe in your ability, then I don't know what will. So I think it's going to be incredible for a lot of guys' futures, personally. If they were able to do it on this stage, I think, you know, they're going to be able to do it anywhere. And the at-bats of the guys were just so impressive for me. That was the most impressive part of the game, where the at-bats, so many two-strike counts to base hits to home runs, and these guys are nasty. They are on that team because they put guys away. That's what people don't understand. They put guys away. They have pitches that are outlier style pitches that they throw, and they put the best of the best away, and not tonight. So that's incredible. Really impressive. So I'm really happy for all the guys, and I know, you know, we still have work to do tomorrow, but this is something that kind of pushes you to that next level.
And we'll finish up across the aisle. We'll get you the microphone.
Michael, you were an all-star at Cal State Fullerton, powerhouse, two-way player. You pitched a no-hitter, and now you've made Italy proud. How does tonight rate amongst those experiences that you've gone through?
Yeah, I mean, I would say right behind the no-hitter for sure. It's up there to be able to show up. And you're like, we talked about the battling back and forth to overcome those battles of the mind of how I'm going to attack these guys. And, you know, that's all. It's so fun to me to have these challenges and see how my body reacts, see how my mind reacts, see if I'm still able to execute under this type of pressure. So to be able to come out on the other end and be successful is incredible. Now, with that being said, the only reason why I'm able to do that and kind of push towards these challenges is I just know that you know, the Bible says to rejoice in tribulation because it produces patience and perseverance. And like a challenge in this sport, a challenge is, you know, me going out there and giving up 10 runs. To be able to handle that, that's a challenge. But I know that that's just going to grow me closer in my faith. My faith will grow because of that, because I'm going to have to lean on God to get through that failure. So I'm able to, like, what the worst case scenario is I give up 10 and I grow closer to God because of it, because I have to figure out how to handle that situation. So, like, you look at challenges from that perspective and you kind of run towards them a little bit. It gives you the freedom to run towards them.
All right, Michael, that's one you'll remember forever. Congrats. Appreciate it.
Right on. Thank you.
So Jack and Sam should be here in a minute.
Good seeing you.
All right, we'll welcome the powerful duo, Jack on my far left and Sam right here. Home runs for each of them tonight and the huge win. Who is the first question? We'll start with Gabriel in the middle, guys.
Buonasera. Congrats on the historic win. How does it feel to be part of a night that will forever be remembered in Italian baseball history, both of you?
It's definitely something special. You know, this past winter at the IABF Gala, you know, Cisco and Marco and everybody were telling me how important it would be to get this team together and, you know, have a good shot at playing against Team USA and beating Team USA. And, you know, it was a very special night for sure.
Yeah, definitely. As much as, you know, looking at it on the outside, just from an audience, I think a lot of people would say it's an upset, but to us, it was kind of expected, and you know, it's nice to win, but we're looking already to tomorrow and game planning for that. So,
Other questions? Jesus, we'll get you the microphone.
Jack, that was a pretty monster bat flip. What's going through your mind when you hit that ball?
Yeah, hit it, felt really good. You know, kind of knew I got it. Pine tar was a little sticky, if I'm being 100% honest with you. Tried to release it, and my glove just wouldn't open until it got a little too high. So I saw it fly, and it was just one of those, like, I regret that. But, you know, the moment was awesome. Fired up the guys. Almost hit one of them. But, you know, it's part of the game, I guess, in a way. But, yeah, definitely wasn't intentional, to say the least.
Other questions for the guys? Yes, we'll get you the microphone.
This one's directed to Sam. I read that you really hit the weight room hard during the off season, and it shows with a couple homers during spring training and demonstrating your power swing here with Team Italy. What's your mindset when you put on the Azzurri uniform, as far as, have you ever had any experience like this before?
no, not at all. Just to be able to go out here with these 30 guys, And wear Italy across your chest, it means more than you would think. But just all of us, we all have the same mindset. You know, we don't really need all the bells and whistles. We're just kind of a gritty group, I would say, and we just love playing baseball. And I think that showed tonight, and just doing the little things right, and just wanting to win. We're here to win. We're here to play, and we're just here for the love of the game.
Go to Rowan or Anthony, and then Rowan.
For both you guys, you know, we see the jacket and the espressos and the dugout, but what are some things behind the scenes that have made this experience special? The way, you know, this team has bonded together. Are there certain things you can share with us that have been fun behind the scenes?
Yeah, we were talking about it in the dugout today, actually. Despite having, you know, the major league players that we have on this team and the high prospects and all that type of stuff, nobody on this team comes in with like an ego expecting to be treated differently because of who they are, what they've done throughout their career. I think that's something, you know, that a lot of these guys are going to take pride in. You know, you kind of put whatever you did aside. We're all fighting for one common goal, and that's to win and to keep going as long as we can and wear this uniform. So that's probably the biggest thing I think that would go on behind the scenes outside of the celebrations and stuff.
Yeah, I would say, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'd probably say just Vinny and his leadership. I think, you know, some of us have had some big swings, but between the 3 games and just the time that we've spent together, I would say Vinny's the MVP. And looking at his stats, I don't think he has a hit, but he's made us feel all comfortable, and he's the reason that we're so tight. And anything you throw over there at first base is getting picked. He's played an awesome first base. He's been a great leader, and I think he's our MVP so far.
Rowan over here.
It's also for both of you guys. When you think about this being the biggest win in Italy baseball history, I mean, has that kind of sunk in for you?
For sure. You know, like I said earlier, they've been talking about this for a long time. So be able to get all these guys together and be able to be the team that does that is super special. And I think it, you know, yes, we have a bunch of Italian Americans on this team, but I think it goes back to kind of the country itself, you know, putting Italy kind of on the map and showing everybody worldwide that, you know, we're here. We are competitive guys. We're going to work hard, and definitely a lot of talent that I feel like is starting to get more noticed.
Questions? Jesus?
You don't get this far without being confident. But can you take me through the mindset of going into this game and seeing Aaron Judge and all those stars on the other side? Does that motivate you? Does it inspire you? Like, what's the feeling for you guys to see the men you saw across the diamond?
Just the same game. I mean, we're all human. We're all out there playing the same game. We all woke up this morning, had breakfast, all doing the same thing. So it's just, at the end of the day, it's just who wants it more. And today I think we showed that a little bit more and made the plays and got a couple bigger hits than they did, and ultimately just won.
One last one? All right, congratulations, guys. Great victory.
Thanks, guys.